is going to be the Unseen University of Gateshead podcast called Cheesecake Wars. I forgot to write the Unseen University of Gateshead on it because I'm a bit of a spacker and I'm far too high. We've got here other members of the faculty. One who's I don't even know what his job description is because he's just written it for himself. Because he's the most experienced person in the room, because he's the oldest, who's obviously the cleverest. Well, maybe not. That's how it works in here. What would you like to say about cheesecake, if anything, sir? If you wish to introduce yourself, you can't. You can make up a silly name for yourself, and whatever job title you wish. You?
Me?
You? Yes, you.
Well, I think, sexual.
I'll tell you what. Hold on. Let's do this properly. Still like an interview. Okay. Right, hold on a minute. Right, grab that. No, yeah, you better. Don't shout or anything, no. You just talk through it. See if is it switched on? It's not switched on. I'm a total retard. I'm not going to edit this because I can't be bothered. But, right, hold on. Okay. Hold on.
1, 2, hello.
Don't shout. Just talk. Okay.
Well.
Right, so we're interviewing our newest member of the faculty at the Unseen University of Gateshead about the concept of cheesecake and cheesecake wars. The concept is that we, as sort of the royal we, and maybe even a plural, worship cheesecake as an actual deity rather than some kind of god figure. We see cheesecake as a god, right, rather than fucking what's his name, the Jehovah. Didn't think much of Jehovah around here. We prefer to worship cheesecake. So what's your thoughts on that?
Cheesecake. Yeah, I think cheesecake is so fucking interesting. Cheesecake is the macro. It's the micro and the macro. Cheesecake is the micro date, the micro intelligence. It's the micro intelligence which is so stimulating because what, intelligent human beings, fucking hell, it's all in the beat, it's all in the cheesecake,
No, it's interesting now. You see it like cheesecake's like intelligent because chosen me. Right, it's interesting that you say cheesecake's intelligent because if you think about it, it contains a live bacteria.
A lush.
Now, well, some of it does. It contains a bacteria to make it into cheesecake and that. So that's an interesting concept. The bacteria is alive, even if the ingredients are not alive. At some point, it becomes alive, and then it kind of like falls asleep or dies or stays alive in your stomach and that, which is interesting. Anyway, we've got also the head of sound system studies here. Do you wish to go on camera? It's up to you. I would like to pass you the mic and see what you say about cheesecake. Because what I said initially was, I want 2 seconds.
Okay. As a head of sound systems for the UNC University of Gateshead, I would just like to interrupt this conversation about cheesecake as a deity with some sounds.
That's
sound.
This is how it happens, right? This is how it happens.
Well, a lot of you might think that was the sound of a door opening and closing and wind. However, that is how we communicate with the whole deity. Cheesecake. Now, as Aaron has pointed out, cheesecake is alive, and by considering the sacred cheesecake, we partake in a ritual which embodies the spirit of cheesecake, and thus we emulate the cheesecake of the pies that we wish to establish.
Interesting.
The big diamond is the worship the strawberry or the chocolate.
Now that is the question. See, the point I was going to raise is, well, the point I made initially, which led to deciding to start recording, me to start to sign and record, is I said that he wouldn't go to war whether it would be a chocolate cheesecake, Your Worship, or a strawberry cheesecake. However, the head of sound system studies disagrees with that. He thinks it's worth actually possibly going to war. So which side are you on, strawberry or chocolate?
Now, as I mentioned to your honourable fellow, the side is unimportant. It's down to the individual and obviously important taste buds. Now, this can be developed as any spiritual practice. Cheesecake takes on the dark or light form. Now, one thing I wouldn't recommend to any newbie or beginning cheesecake enthusiasts is to eat cheesecake and watch Star Wars. The results could be incomprehensible and also leave a terrible mess with the sofa.
That's entirely possible. Now, I did have something to say about that. I forgot because of short memory. Yeah, dark night. Chocolate, strawberry. Yes. What I was going to say is, aside from being like on the side of strawberry or chocolate, what you could possibly do is take a leaf out of the Rothschild handbook. Support both sides. Sneakily do stuff to make one side win. When you decide you're going to get the best out of the equation for that side win. So you can say, well, oh, hey, you over there, hey, you head of hats and t-shirts, maybe. Fashion, should we make you head of fashion? No? What's your job title? Yeah, tough. You're not allowed nice things, as you know, because you're in Susie Club. You're head of fashion. You are head of the fashion department at the Unseen University of Gateshead for now, until we get someone better, or until you get someone else to take the job. Okay, we'll move you aside or
No,
up.
sorry, I'm not taking that.
Tough. He says he's not taking on the role, but it's tough. He's got the role. He's head of fashion. I mean, he doesn't like the head of sound system studies because he wants to be the head of art department. But as we all know from Susie's
Jobs
handbook,
are scarce.
we're not allowed nice things. And yes,
take what you're given. Really, I think
just repeat that.
I mean, the Unseen University of Gateshead, which I've been a member of for
a good year or so, isn't it?
More than that, I'd say. Initial founder.
Yeah, I mean, you were there right.
I was
at the beginning.
The very beginning.
Yeah.
The concept was a mere acorn.
The concept was made known to you, and you were instantly very fucking interested. Unlike the medical profession who I spoke to about this.
Most universities, the University of Gateshead is, it's very, very cheap. It's very local.
Right.
It has an amazing art department, sound department, and fashion department that world renowned.
Certainly, true.
Got experts from every corner of every industry involved. And we're very happy, and we're going to be purchasing the Unseen brochures this fall.
This fall? Oh, I haven't got long then. We're going to better prepare them.
No, they just, the main thing about the
tell you what, I'm going to put my hat on. Put my hat on because I might look cooler.
I think that's definitely cooled you out.
Definitely. I think a little bit better.
Warmer.
I think they're too warm. Hot enough, like. For now.
Anyway, so I'd just like to pass you up the head of the fashion.
Fashion man, whose name is unknown to these people.
I just like to say, I'm honoured to be part of this.
Careful with the volume, sir. Careful with the volume. Ken, man. Fucking volume. Hold this thing further away from your mouth or talk quieter. Or both.
Okay, now.
Thank you.
That's not it, actually.
And hold it tilt it towards you.
Something's going off on it.
That's better.
Okay.
Right, thank you.
Tonight is.
You've got the stuff in the
It seems like being
continent.
interrupted in my study by someone misdirecting me to the fashion department. And honestly, I mean, it's just.
Oh, yes. Where's the lemony snicket?
No,
Pass the lemony snicket, sir.
because I'm
This is all Scroobius Pip.
That must be around. And
Pass the
I don't
Scroobius.
believe in fashion. I don't believe. This is why you're head of fashion, Ken. I don't
Exactly.
believe it. You don't want someone who believes in fashion.
You don't want some kind of fashion fucking victim as the head of the fucking fashion department, do we? That'd be fucking stupid. Oh my, head of fashion department, being a fashion department, what kind of behaviour would that be? It wouldn't teach the students very well, would it? Jesus Christ, what are we trying to teach them these days? He's 3 steps ahead of me, at least 3.
You're a tango ahead of the rest.
He's a tango and a waltz ahead of the rest.
One waltz ahead.
Yes.
You joke?
No. We fucking know the business, mate. You've got your own style. You don't go with fashion. You don't look at the latest trends. You fucking set trends, mate. You know. So, what do you say about trends and what's trending at the moment? I'm going to speak quietly-ish and not shout and keep the mic sensible.
Trends. Well, there's always trends. Do you go along with the trend?
Well, no, exactly.
No.
Do you look at the viral video and think it's funny and laugh at it?
Look at the trend, yeah. You look at it.
Send it on before you've considered how completely pathetic it is? Or do you look at it and think, actually, that one I saw yesterday that had only 4 views is 3 times as good? Type of thing.
And that makes you think. Well,
metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, that makes you think. I mean,
it certainly does.
Right.
And that's what we like to do in this university. We like to think. We like to train the young to think. Who wants to be big, who wants to be little, and who wants to be in the middle? Because I haven't made these lines very accurate at all. Look at the state of that, mate. It's a good job you use it off camera in case you ever go for a real job. Fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can. Fucking
push up the fucking tape or something, yeah.
Oh God almighty. Yeah, if you on the subject of teeth, there's another podcast documentary. Well, it's actually more a documentary than a podcast kind of thing because it's about teeth and that. And we came to the conclusion that the best way to determine who's the most experienced and is basically the one who's been doing it the longest. So my friend was on the phone to Dole and I said, "Hey, do you want a job as a dental assistant?" He's like trying to concentrate on his conversation with Dole, and we're like, "Well, how long have you had? How much experience have you got?" "Well, I've got teeth." Anyway, it's on there somewhere. Like dentistry, if you want to sorry. Right, hang on, I'll pass it over to him because he's saying something. What is she?
German folklore.
Is in the background. World War, pre-World Wars. We're talking like country boy. In search of something bigger. Leaves his hometown, his father, everything he does, travels through the countryside, only to be stopped by a beautiful young maiden. Standard. Ludwig Master. How did you find that? Can you pass it, mate?
A linguistic analogy.
I'll find out what Ludwig Master is because I don't know. You've got to define these things. You can't just come out with them. You've got to explain what you mean.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Pass them over so you need to explain what a ludic master is, and that's you, though.
The ludic master is referring to
He plays in all dimensions.
well, yeah, he's a master of all dimensions.
That's the game, isn't
It's a three-dimensional chess game.
Right, can I explain? Right, I'm not aware of hearing this term before, but I think the way I would explain it is he's always the character in the story who's kind of like the protagonist, a bit like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, where people say, well, why doesn't Gandalf do this? He's not there to do the stuff. He's there to show the way and show how it can be done and help the right thing to happen. He's not necessarily going to do it all on his own.
The hygiene system of the snort method we have tonight is very good. I'm sure I've just stuck a wet end.
You probably have.
Who's how something's get wet? Who's got the nasal hairs in the head? I'm looking at one person who's got a lot of things going on his nose at the moment. I just think he's.
If you haven't got it by now, you get it.
I don't know. I don't think you'll ever get it then if you haven't got it.
Exactly.
But there is the penny drop moment.
What, the ludic master
the
or what?
The tinkling of the monkey spot over the horizon in the distance, 6:30, is enough to disturb the butterfly, who then flaps its wing, who annoys a wasp, who stings a man, who upsets the car, who builds the trigger, and that apple rolling down the street that your granny stands on, flips, boom, thumbs head. It's all connected. And I think that the understanding comes. It just isn't immediate.
Yeah.
The ludic principle.
Ludic.
The ludic principle is whatever you want, and I reckon that you make the game as you want it, and the other
write your own rules. Yeah, I like
the
it.
other player has to really well for you. Language clear, yes, good word. It's the it's the human the humanity of Hess, which I think is
Hess, right? Who's Hess? Which Hess? Rudolf Hess? Herman Hess.
Not Rudolf.
Rudolf is naughty, like.
Not the Christmas Rudolph, but
no.
The naughty Rudolph,
very naughty,
very
nasty.
He was
a bit of a bad man.
Yeah, Herman is
the writer. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I only heard of him the other day, actually.
He was
possibly worth looking up. Pause the video when it's not on live. And you can look adult, maybe. If you
very
want
human in a world that was slowly turning mechanical, fastly. And his voice still alone, and he was, I believe, expelled.
Yeah.
I think the Luminar world that this Cosby game originates from is about. It's also about deep consciousness, and it's how you play the game with your consciousness that you have.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that.
You have to progress. You have to be a master. So it comes through not just your mind. I think you've got to be open to the cosmos. And I'll be a bit more explanatory. The cosmos is being able to understand the flow of energy and being able to, in the opponents, you've got to know the opponents. It is a game, and you've got to master that. So,
but can I just say, hang on, is it always an opponent as such, or is it the case that maybe it's just not about winning the game, but about playing the game, enjoying the game, and continuing the game as long as possible? Because I have had this idea about having a monopoly done by the strict written rules in the game, right? Not by like house rules that are like caca that make you win every time. And like it just gets boring very, very fast once you realise if you're the guest, you're never gonna bloody win. But basically, doing a lot of trading and that, and like IOUs and such, like insane. Like basically, you'd have to buy like 5 sets of Monopoly to have enough cash in the game, or you'd have to write like IOUs to the bank or from the bank.
Can I just say that?
Monopoly is a good game, and
I haven't played for a while.
all the players start off equal, and it's a game of chance, yes, but it's also a game of community chest, and you do have to get out of jail,
Shoot
and that
for
costs
that putting
money.
like
That
not
costs money.
putting that
And what we as people lack, what Monopoly has to give the world.
Yeah.
And I think it would be an indiscriminate and disgraceful act. Kind of like, I don't know, inventing a chessboard with an extra colour in it. It's just, the principle and the dynamics work like a dice. No one has a two-sided dice, otherwise
it would be a coin.
it would be a coin, and this is what everyone knows. The other side of the coin. Everyone knows the other side of the coin. And if you're not on that side when the tails turn up and you're on the fucking, you know what I mean? That's when we wish you'd stuck to the dice. And I think with 6 sides, you've got more opportunity, you've got more chance, and definitely more numbers. Okay, you've got not necessarily got a leader and figurehead, but you do have more sides to the coin. And I think it's the same with Snakes and Ladders. Probably all the major board games. To get beyond that point, I think we really.
Can I just interrupt?
Yes. Sorry, mate.
I think it was rambling. Actually,
Sorry, mate. It's just that.
Can I just insert some words in your mouth? You're talking caca.
The Ludwig master, the Glasgow.
How dare you?
Okay.
I'm just awful.
It's about a high
Horrible.
consciousness.
That's all it dare.
It's about a high consciousness. It's about raising that high. It's how you play it. It's about raising the consciousness. If you want to become a illusion master, you win all. Basically, you win.
That's a fucking good interpretation. I like that.
So, what your game plan is then, Ken, to kind of master the universe and become a god. By understanding is mastering. Would you say? So let me put this to you. If you were in a time capsule spaceship, you could go back in time, you could right at the start of the creation of humanity civilization, and you had the choice to implement take away the apple, if you will, from the consciousness. I mean, this relates to the cheesecake wars of
we should bring it back right. We should keep remembering this is about the cheesecake wars.
Well, it isn't about the cheesecake wars as such, but I just think it's a good time to bring them back in to just remind people of
not forget where we started.
Not forget where we started, but also to go back in time to a point where it was pre-cheesecake,
Cheesecake
priest.
Pre-cheesecake priests, it was pre-bakery
concept, isn't it?
Would you then play the same game?
No, that's just raised an important point. Now, if you're a believer in that geezer up in the sky, right? At what point did he come into play here? Beginning of everything, created everything. Now you see beforehand. What was he doing?
It's
No,
created
no, but
Nice
the
one.
concept, the cheesecake
you create a
deity, right?
human beings fucking up.
Cheesecake as a deity, could cheesecake as a deity exist
think
before cheesecake
This
was
is the
made?
question.
This is an interesting question.
Are we
Now, the answer could be that
Human.
cheesecake existed
Because we
as
fuck
a concept to be discovered, right?
Are we human?
So you could say
Because we fuck
if, like,
Yeah, precisely. Right. So,
well,
you're
you say that you fucking want, can't you?
Yeah. But
If you fucking verbalize it, you've got the vocabulary.
how do you then?
How do you then verbalize
New concepts.
man's descent into civilization?
Descent, I like that. Not ascent, descent.
Decent.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah,
The concept is starting from a
it's my lighter.
bad point of view.
If
This is why we have voice, because
Adam and Eve, something like that.
Adam and Eve. I mean, Eve is basically she is.
Oh, he's evil enough.
She is.
All
Eve
women are.
is
We
evolved
joked. Don't
beyond
put me up on that.
this. You know, she is the real evil. I know everything is
It's quite serious. Well, in the
It's
story
what
she
she
is. In the story she is.
So
But-
I don't think so. Fucking savers, basically, because he.
That's not because she
Yeah.
mothered the whole of mankind, so to speak, supposedly according to the story. So, was she evil or
I've got a
not?
big problem
Was
with
she evil or not?
what you've just said there, Ken, because
Are you a Christian? Christian believer?
on cheesecake,
He believes in cheesecake.
I'm a cheesecake eater. I experience the pleasure of cheesecake.
Can't eat Jehovah, can you?
Yes, you can.
Ah.
Jehovah.
Can you eat Jehovah?
Of course.
No, you eat you can eat the body of Christ and you can drink the blood of Christ, but you can't eat Jehovah. Whereas you can eat cheesecake. You could even drink it if you mixed it with water and ground it up in a liquidizer or milk or maybe fruit juice. I think there's an orange cheesecake. Oh my god, orange cheesecake? You can't have orange cheesecake. It must be chocolate or strawberry, they said. And then they started a war.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh no.
There you go.
What
So,
have we done?
well, you're talking about Jehovah, which was just one of many gods back in the biblical era.
Ah, that's an interesting one, because there's not just one concept of God, is there? There's a lot of different. There's like the Muslim concept of God. There's the Christian concept of God.
There's a cheesecake.
There's the Hindu concept of God. There's the Buddhist concept of Buddha, but not being a god as such. There's all sorts of different religions, and all claim to be right, but they've all got different ideas. So how does that pan out in terms of who's right and who's wrong? Maybe. Right,
Well, I mean,
maybe.
I can answer that. Like, all religions are wrong.
Yes.
Aye, in some senses, right? But what's interesting if you're going past the mic?
All religions are
What
systematic, societal.
constructs? Is that a correct word, Adam, to describe what you mean? Well, what I was going to say is the common theme in most religions is basically being nice to people and love and that and stuff. Unconditional love. Well,
The first
like,
commandment
provide
is
you
always
with a return investment.
love your
You know,
God.
I will know that's the problem. That's the problem in Christian religion. Pastor, please, if you don't mind, because this is quite important.
One of the main problems with the Christian religion, right,
okay, this is not just my opinion, it's the opinion of other people as well.
Also,
It's because you are told to love God and you will be forgiven for anything. It gives you the excuse to be nasty to people because God will forgive you. What about the person you've been nasty to? Interesting enough, I read or heard the other day that apparently some kind of studies have been done that have found that people of a religious upbringing, especially Christian, tend to be a little bit nastier to people than those who are atheists. Now, what does that tell you?
No, it's not. It's similar. It's just not much. Intuition, too.
Let me round this up.
Is
So,
that intuition?
You just,
one or two more points
Is that
from you.
knowledge?
you feel it, you know, in the sense it's knowledge. You feel something. You chew it.
Junior.
It's kind of knowing. You know what knowledge.
I don't know if we've had a listener all along because there's one
Feel
next to people. There was a two, so someone tuned in. I don't know if you tuned in. If you have enjoyed this little podcasty shenanigans, give us a like or a comment if you like. Or you can remain anonymous. Bye bye.
And you know,
And don't forget to worship cheesecake.
it's like you can't be a Christian if you